Okay, for anyone that is just coming in, welcome. Hi, we are about to jump on a call with Cory Yee, who's the English voice actor of Gorou. Thank you so much for 6 months. I appreciate that. And we're also going to play some Genshin and like do some fun stuff. So yeah, we're going to do a little bit of an interview as well. Going to ask questions while we're playing. It's like hot ones, but with Genshin and not spicy, I guess, is a good way to explain it. All right, here we go.
Bravo, comrade. Thanks to your help, I am one step closer to my goal of conquering the world.
I like how Childs was like talking. Hi!
Yeah, I was like, wait, what? Am I on a call with Child?
Sorry. How are you?
Good. I just, hearing Child in the morning is not typically something I enjoy. No, not that it's a problem, but it's just that opportunity is quite hard to come by. So that's.
Yes, that's very valid. I like how it was like perfect timing too, as you answered. Like so
It really
funny.
was. It really was.
But welcome to the stream. It's so great to have you. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah,
No, I appreciate it.
absolutely. So for anyone that doesn't know, Cory does voice Gorou in English and also Drath. Is there what are the other roles that you've done in the past besides those two?
I assume you mean
Bravo,
specifically
comrade.
for Genshin.
Thanks to your help, I am
Sorry.
one step closer to my goal of conquering the world.
There's a lot going on.
Child keeps talking.
I
It's
know.
just, it's okay. It's all right. I'm used to Child interrupting me in my streams, so it's totally okay. But yeah, I'm also the Abyss Lector, if that
Wait,
is
what?
of interest to people.
Really?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
So Mr. Behold. And then Farah and Huffman also are in some of the very early quests, and those are some of my NPCs as well.
Oh my god.
I'm all over Mondstadt.
That is so wild.
Really. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So besides Genshin, like what are some other roles that you did? Besides Genshin?
So I let's see. So anime wise, I am the Beholder in To Your Eternity, which is perfect because I just immediately tell people to behold in the Spiral Abyss.
Oh my god.
Well. But he's just that creepy guy who's kind of talking in the background, then who narrates everything. And then also, other than that, I'm in Smite like 6 times.
What?
Different skins there. One of them is Master Splinter, though. I really do appreciate that. I got to be Master Splinter in Smite. And then Shah Han in Destiny 2. I'm also that guy. So if you play that, then there you go.
Oh, that's so cool. I tried watching To Your Eternity and like I got through the first episode and I was like, I can't anymore. Like I'm
It's
just
too that's an intense first episode, man.
yeah, I have to be in like a good mental place to like continue that.
Yeah, it's funny because you probably noticed that the narrator is pretty like not emotional. Even if you watch the Japanese or English, like it's just like very detached, and that's what I do like the entire time. There's no point in which I like suddenly become emotional and have a full range of emotion. Just like, but everyone else is like having the worst time or the best time, and it's just pure emotion for them.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
That's cool. So
That's amazing.
yeah, but I really loved working on that show.
Yeah, I've heard like amazing things about it. I just need to like make sure I'm like, in a very good serotonin place to like continue
do.
it.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's a really cool show. I was so excited like to keep learning about it after I booked it, and I was like, wow, this is really interesting and really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
I
do recommend it. It was on Kotaku's 11 best anime of the year list. So,
Wait, was it really?
Yeah, it was.
Oh, that's
cool.
amazing. That's so cool. Yeah, like I've heard amazing things about it. So like, and I went into it without even knowing anything about it. And I was like, I need something that's gonna like make me happy, that I like is gonna put me in a good mood, and just like based off of like the look of it, like I guess like the, what do you call it? Like the promotional thing. It looked like it was gonna be happy, and I didn't read the synopsis, and I made a mistake.
Oh, no. I mean, there's definitely, like every anime, there's some fun moments and some nice moments, but and then like Game of Thrones, it's like, oh, you're happy? Well, Sorry, that's not gonna last long.
Exactly. Time to take it away.
Yeah, it's great though.
Yeah. Did you want me to join your world or did you want to join mine? So we can do some Genshin
Well,
stuff.
I mean, like, do you have a lot of resin to spend, or
Um,
how you
I'm
doing over there?
I'm planning on doing some like full refreshes today because I need like really badly.
Ooh.
I need Gorou artifacts. Like I don't have any good ones.
Well, why don't
So
we join your world? Because I
okay.
don't think that I have too much available right at this
Yeah.
second.
Yeah. No
And then you
worries.
can queue up for whatever, and we can do the things.
Okay. I still have my
And
commissions too. Everyone's just like, wait to do your
oh,
commissions. Do
sure,
them with Cory.
yeah, we can
So
do those.
awesome. Awesome.
Do you want to bring out like the full like Geo squad, or like what are you thinking? Because
Yeah.
like
Let's do it. Did you get Ito too, or were you just?
I did, but he's not built.
Oh,
I only
okay.
had enough resources to fully build one character.
Of
And of
course.
course, wasn't even sure, obviously if I got super lucky, I might not have even gotten an Ito, but I did get one.
Oh, that's good.
180 pulls. We got C6 Gorou. It really wasn't bad.
What?
Not bad at all.
That's really really good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially since they're not, guaranteed or anything. It's just yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah. I couldn't even believe it. It just like it started a little slow, and then like boom, out of nowhere, the latter 90 pulls, it was like 4 of them.
Oh my
Whole litter of
god.
them.
That's amazing.
How about a quick break? Watch this beautiful scenery.
All right. So, quick question for you. How did you get into voice acting?
So I'll try to make this not the longest answer ever, because I swear to God, I don't shut up sometimes.
No,
But
no, go. We're here to listen, honestly. We're all very excited. So,
basically, like I went to film school actually, for like live action production stuff. So I went to film school for directing, editing, and cinematography. This guy's pissed at us. Oh my
right?
gosh.
Like would
What
not
the heck? He just came charging in out of nowhere. I didn't even hear the combat music. He just ran up, and okay, that was intense.
Yes, very much so.
But yeah, I went to film school, and so I did live action production for a while. Oh my god, I have to remember to heal myself with Gorou, because he's capable of doing that.
Yes, the C4 is so good. Just watching
Yeah.
your Ningguang, holy heck.
Dude, Ningguang has been a staple of my game for a long time.
Wow.
So I love Ningguang power. Yeah, so I went to film school for all that stuff and did production for like about almost a decade basically. And after doing a lot of productions, recording sound like as like the boom operator or sound mixer or whatever, I found myself on a really awesome set, but I also was in a car with like the director, the DP, and 2 actors, like just a sedan. So like we're just in all the spots, and we're in triple digit heat, and we're just sitting there
Oh my
melting
God.
inside the car, and I'm like, wow, this kind of sucks, huh? uh, so I'm like, okay, I gotta take that step to like do something else, I think,
Right.
even if I do love it, but voice acting was always something that I like wanted to do, but at the same time like never thought that was possible. But so at the time I actually created it. I had a demo and all that stuff, and I can't take the thing. Have fun.
Oh my gosh, no.
Goodbye.
I like how we have all Geo out too, and there's Geo slimes. So like I'm
no.
definitely gonna pass those. It's fine.
Oh god, yeah, Gorou's auto attacks are kind of complete garbo. And Ningguang does even less damage, miraculously.
Oh no, it's fine. We're just gonna pass him.
So I try to like do this whole the voice acting thing for a little bit, and I'm really thinking like, oh well, I need to get an agent, I need to do auditions and all that other crap that's
Right.
important, but like I don't even know what I'm doing yet really. And so I go to one of my first workshops after like a long time, and it's an agent workshop, and I'm like, okay, I'll get an agent, and then I'll start auditioning and do all that stuff. And I go there and I realize that I'm okay, but everyone else is like amazing. They're like kicking butt. They're like just awesome voice actors, and I'm like, okay. So I realize I'm just truly not ready. So I take the entire year after that to really figure out how to become the best voice actor I can be. And through that year, it's all of 2019. I really try to hone my craft and try to be as good as possible. And at the end of that, after 9 or 10 months, I end up doing this workshop with I don't know if you know who she is, but it's Colette Sunderman, and she's like a very famous voice director and legendary. And she voice directed like Adventure Time, among a few other many other shows.
Oh, really? Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. And so she's like, Cory, I think you might have something special. I'm like, huh?
Oh.
So like after that, I quickly record my demo, and she's like, yeah, send it to me whenever it's done and ready. And so I send it to her after like maybe a month or so, and we have to battle these guys too, huh?
Yeah.
And
because I never sneak
so
when
this
is the one where you're supposed to.
Yeah,
I'm just like,
I'm
no.
with you on that. I'm like, sneak? How about a gentleman murders and whatever the thing is called? What is this stupid quest called?
I don't even remember.
I know it says a gentleman somethings at night or something like that.
Oh my god.
Weird name. But so I do that, and I'm able to get the demo over to her, and she's like, okay, cool, that sounds awesome. Let me send it. And the next day I have 6 meetings with agents.
Oh my god. What?
Because they all tell me like, yeah, she never recommends anyone to anything. Oh, there's a cool pit down there I don't remember seeing.
Oh, you've never been down there?
I don't think so.
Oh, yeah, you got to do that in your world. It's like
yeah.
There's a bunch of chests, I think, from what I remember.
Yeah. But yeah, so I do that, and I end up at the agency that I'm with right now. So then I started really getting, of course, a lot more opportunities, and yeah, but the rest is history, I guess. So then I was in it.
That's amazing.
But even then, I didn't book really anything through my agency for months. Took some time to get some traction.
Yeah.
But that was my professional voiceover thing. Something's mad at us, but I don't know where it is.
Oh, really?
That's all right. They're
yeah. So you said that you've always been like interested in voice acting. Like, what did you have plans, or like did you have something that you wanted to do before that, or was it just was that something?
Certainly the filmmaking thing was always a big part of it. And I think that I just wanted to make stuff. I wanted to tell stories, and when I was in high school, I picked up the acting bug a little bit by doing musicals and. Do you want me to pop out actually so you can turn in commissions, or do
No, you're totally fine. I'll just do it later.
Cool.
I'm like used to people being in, and like I always go over there to try and turn them in. I'm just like, oh wait, I forgot I can't do that, so it's fine. We can just go into the domain if you want now.
Sure, let's do it.
Yeah. What actually? Sorry to interrupt, but what are you doing for your Gorou?
So I'm doing that set, Husk of Opulent Dreams.
Okay.
Right now, I've got him on damage, but I might, because we're not running a healer, I'm gonna actually switch to my full defense set.
Ooh.
So I can do a little more heals and a little bit less personal damage, because I had geo damage and crit rate.
Okay.
And I was like, that's good, but I think that in this case, if we're not running any healers, especially this, I don't know if he's gonna heal enough for the doggies. Like I might just switch to Bennett actually.
Oh no,
I can 2 geo characters.
I can bring Kokomi if you want. So like
sure.
They can be together.
Yes.
Just feel like it's fitting. Yeah.
Oh, I would love that.
Let's do it. Let me bring Kokomi, because mine is very, very.
Yeah, I'm like. Yeah, because corrosion, you can't just top that off with a little bit of Gorou healing. Like,
exactly. It is not
You need
fun.
a real healer for that.
Yeah, definitely fair. Okay, so what were you saying before about what were you doing with the homie?
So I just wanted to tell stories and stuff, but I did do acting in high school where I basically was I was doing musicals. I was Nathan Detroit and Guys and Dolls, and stuff like that. So I really did have the acting there, and then I just went right into film production instead. I'm not exactly sure why. I was like, yeah, I'll just learn how to make movies. That makes sense, right? I didn't. I guess I just assumed. I think, to be honest, there was a little bit of like. It's kind of a weird thing to say, but there was a little bit of that feeling that, like, well, I'm Asian, so I probably won't be able to be an actor.
Aw.
Which is something that's real that we face, as at least at those times. That's kind of something that was always present, right?
Right.
So it's such an interesting thing to think about, because now it's not really as much of an issue, of course, but in those times, boy, it was definitely
absolutely. Was your family like pretty supportive of like your what you wanted to do as far as your?
Yes. So what's great about my family is they're not like typical Asian families. I'm third generation Chinese. And my mom actually, she did a little bit of professional acting herself. She was in a couple like local commercials, and she had like a headshot. And so she actually hosted. It was cool because she hosted acting workshops at our house with a director by the name of John DeMita, who is on TV and stuff. And he actually directs voice acting. Voice direction, and I got to work with him like this year on a Netflix dub. Yeah. I don't remember the name of the title because they always gave us a code name, but it is out. It's like a Korean show, live action show, and it's like about the like demilitarized zone and stuff like. It's pretty cool. It's a great show. But it was super cool to be able to like kind of come full circle a little bit on that. When like it was a long like me working with him in the booth was a long time from my brother and myself peeking down at the actors all doing their thing, and listening to my mom talking about all sorts of like more adult themed stuff like from the other room, because it's acting. You always there's always different kind of stuff. It's like, wait, what is mom talking about? It's so weird.
Oh my god. So like it's like a family thing. That is like so cool.
Yeah. So like my mom and dad were both super supportive, because thankfully we had enough to I didn't have to make a bajillion dollars to support myself and everything.
Right.
So I was fortunate enough to have the support there. So yeah.
Aww.
They were very supportive. And still are.
That's really, really awesome. Because I know for me, like, I'm half Filipino. And my mom, as soon as she saw, like, because Kotaku, like, interviewed me a couple years back for being a parent and also being, like, a content creator. And she read that article, and she's just like, do you really think this is going to work out in the future? Do you really think this is a good idea? So, like, just, she wanted me to...
After it's been, like, in public space like that, too.
Yeah. Yeah, she wanted me to be, of course, like, she wanted me to be a nurse or, like, work in the health field. So, yeah.
Sounds about right.
Honestly, I think having the support of your family is just like a really cool, especially like, your family actually being involved in that too prior. Like, that's amazing.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, cause my mom also, like, she had to give up, her big career was optometry. And she had to give that up because my sister has some very special needs. And so I think that they really needed full-time coverage of that, and so it was so difficult for her, I think, to give up not only that, her professional side, but also the other things that she wanted to do. And so she really used that as that outlet, where it's like, you get to explore things creatively and do some other things. Like she used to like direct the plays at my church, growing up.
What? That's so cute.
Yeah, so like,
Aww.
it definitely is one of those things that was just really, I'm really glad that she got to do that, and I'm glad that I get to, she gets to live a little bit vicariously through me as well.
Aw, that's amazing.
Yeah.
So, did I think you told me a little bit about this, but did anyone specifically like influence your decision to voice act in general? I think you mentioned it a little bit, but was like there anyone specific? Was there any like, like movies or like anime or video games or anything that influenced?
So there's two moments in my life that specifically make me think I think that really did it. One of them is my brother. We're young, I think teenagers, maybe even less than that. I don't remember the exact year, and I don't want to dox myself too hard. But basically, he comes up to me. He's like, "Hey, Cory, did you know that the voice of Raphael and Yakko are the same guy?" And I'm like, "What? What do you mean they're the same guy?" And that's Rob Paulson, who's a million different characters over the years. But so I look it up, and we see it on the cast list, and it's like, oh my God, that's so amazing. And I always thought that was super cool. And the other one is when the third Aladdin was coming out.
Wait,
there was a commercial for it.
The third Aladdin?
The third Aladdin, yeah. I mean, they were direct to video movies.
Oh, okay.
The second and third one.
I remember the second one. The second one was amazing, but
yeah. Listen, the Aladdin's very close to my heart. The third one's actually pretty good.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, but the whole thing was that the commercial was saying was like, hey, Robin Williams is coming back, because on the second one it was was it Dan Castellaneta? I don't remember. It was not him, because they had replaced him, and then they brought him back for the third one. And they had this commercial where like yeah, he's coming back, and here's the like little footage from it. And so during this like little 30-second commercial, it's just like, Robin Williams in the booth doing his thing. I was like, oh my God, that not only do I love Robin Williams because I've seen him in like Mrs. Doubtfire and all the other, the first Aladdin movie, but it's like, wait, like he's just awesome. He's just in there doing his thing. And I thought that was so cool. So that image always stuck with me, and it still does. Like the only celebrity death that I've ever become emotional about was Robin Williams.
Aww.
Yeah, so definitely a big deal for me. But yeah, so I think those would be the two moments. Maybe the third one would be homestarrunner.com, growing up with that.
I remember that.
Yeah, and just my brother and I watching those strong bad emails over and over again, doing impressions of them the entire time. Just like, email, what the email? Ding dong, there's strong bad. And just like doing impressions the entire time.
That's amazing.
Japanese cartoons. Japanese cartoons are weird, man. Like that's my favorite things.
Oh my
growing
gosh.
up, just doing impressions. Hey, that was a pretty good piece for not that set. That's cool.
Yeah, that was a really good piece. That was amazing though. But yeah, Robin Williams, I feel like was like, even for those of us who don't voice act, I think just like everyone felt that.
Oh,
especially
yeah.
growing up with those movies.
He's so loved, and yet so. I don't think that anyone truly knew the extent that he was suffering, and I wish that, obviously there's nothing I could have done myself personally, but I wish that there was something we could have done as a society, in a lot of ways.
Absolutely.
Just like, he deserved more support than he got. Or maybe it's not even that, because it's not, I'm sure there were people around him that tried to help him and whatnot, but sometimes it's just hard, and there's so many things about chronic depression that we don't understand. So
absolutely. And
incredible story there.
Yeah, I do feel like too, in that field of work, like, you just see the things on the outside and not what's going on the inside. And people, especially for somebody who does mostly comedy, you just kind of expect them to always be happy for whatever reason.
Absolutely.
Which, it's kind of, I mean, that's a really good, like, going into our next question too, is voice acting, does that come with like any other like mental health challenges? Like what is that like in regards to voice acting and just being in that industry and whatnot?
Well, I think that every industry has something, but there's definitely something to be said about the acting thing, and it's even if it's just voice acting, because on camera acting your face is more out there, but even voice acting, you still are in public space, people still see you, there's still that visibility. And so you always have to deal with public scrutiny. Not that it was a huge burden for me exactly, because it just is what it is, but like my character in Destiny 2 was constantly crapped on, because I don't know, I think because people are dumb, but like
Yeah, that's about it.
like
They're just dumb.
because like, yeah, honestly, like I have a lot of people who love the character. So I think that not everyone was happy about the way it was written, and other people were not happy about, like, because basically he's the new tutorial character.
Okay.
So like they redid the entire beginning of the game. So like if you made a new character, then it would do that. But a lot of people went and did like little archive replay the mission type thing, and they're like, "Whoa, why am I being treated like I'm a new character?" It's like because it's a new character tutorial
Exactly.
mission. Like,
Oh my god.
so like, and like maybe like maybe I could have done a better job or whatever, but no one's really come at me and like, "Oh man, I hate the voice actor," or something. They usually just hate the character, and I'm just, man, why do you guys like? Why are you so mad?
Yeah.
I don't get it. So like, but having to deal with like, basically like you have to try to separate the hate on the thing and just like not take it personally, and try not to think about it too much, because obviously that the more you do stuff, the more scrutiny you'll be under. And streamers kind of go through the same thing, where like you'll get hate for no reason.
Oh.
Something that has nothing to do with you, right?
Oh my gosh, that happens so often, especially my YouTube channel. People will be like, "Why are you crying at a game?" And it's just like, I don't know. I feel emotions. Like I don't know what to say.
I'm a human being, maybe, that's like
I'm sorry.
feels things.
I'm sorry. Gorou's so
you're
cute. It made me cry.
I'm sorry that you're so dead inside that you can't feel emotions anymore, and this is a you issue and not a me issue.
Exactly.
But you don't say that.
Exactly. Yeah. So.
Yeah.
I definitely
because
feel
we're
that.
different people. Like, have you ever heard of individuality ever, or
Yeah.
something like that?
Yeah.
people are crazy, man.
It's
like,
I honestly, I definitely get it, and it's really truly hard separating, like, understanding that, okay, people are going to be people, and even if they say stuff, it's whatever, it doesn't affect me, and I'm here and you're there. It's just so I definitely get that for sure.
Yeah.
I can't imagine that anyone has been like that with Gorou, though, because he's the goodest boy.
Well, it's interesting because before I was announced, I was of course looking at comments, and I think people were shocked at his voice, and I'm not sure what they expected, because so many people were like, "Oh man, he's so low pitched," and I'm not sure if that was towards me or another dub, because the other dubs are a little bit lower.
Okay.
But I think that people were still surprised in some way at some of the voice, just the voice quality. But since then, I have really received none of the negative thing. One person said to me, they tagged me on Twitter and were like, "Why is Gorou's voice lower than Ito's?" I was like, "It's not." Ito shouts and does have a little bit like of those moments where he just screams in high pitch, but when you project, like, it naturally is easier to go higher.
Right.
So it just happens. But that doesn't mean he's like, I don't know. People are people.
Yeah. That's completely wild. For the most part, from what I've seen, I honestly haven't seen any negative like reaction to Gorou. Everybody loves Gorou. Like, and if you don't, then there's something wrong with you. But no,
I have not received anything negative on Gorou, and that makes me very happy.
Yes,
that's not always the case. It just simply isn't always the case, So I'm very thankful. But one other thing I'll say about the mental state of actors, like, obviously when you're in the booth, there's a point where actors sometimes lose themselves in the characters, and that is something that sometimes happens. And I think that the more emotional roles can have an effect on people. But the other side, one other thing that can sometimes have the emotional effect is that you send in hundreds upon thousands of auditions over time, and you'll book 1% of them, maybe.
Oh my God, really?
You know, like, you know, I mean, unless you're really amazing, but like ultimately, like, you know, you're gonna get so many like just roles that you don't get, right?
Yeah.
And you know, you have to be prepared for that, I think, because it's tough.
Yeah.
Dealing with rejection like that.
Absolutely. I can imagine too that definitely
Yeah.
will, like, after a while it starts to weigh heavy. So, but you know, I guess the perfect one always comes along though, because you are absolutely amazing with Gorou.
Oh,
We all
thank
just
you.
oh my gosh, you just have no idea how much everyone, well, you probably do have an idea of how much everyone loves your character.
Yeah, people have been really kind, and I'm so thankful. Like, gratitude is what I'll think every time of when I think about that. You know, where it's just, I'm just so thankful that people have been so kind and have been visiting like the streams and telling me those things, and just I've had so many cool experiences with streaming because people, you know, I try to create a space where people can talk about things, and like, you know, I'm not really worried about like, oh, is the mood gonna get killed? I'm like, dude, you want to talk about something serious? We'll talk about something serious right now. I don't care.
Yes.
You know, and people will talk about their own things, and like, you know, hopefully I'll have something good to say, you know. Even if I can't muster much of a response, like Gorou says, like I'll always try to give my best advice.
Aww.
And that's something I absolutely, because especially early on, you know, we didn't know much about Gorou in the Archon quest, right? When he's kind of just a general, he's doing general things, and we generally don't know him.
Yes.
But during the hangout and his in-game dialogue, we got to learn so much more about him, and it's great because, like, you know, we don't get all that information at first because they just either they don't have it or they can't reveal it because of safety reasons, of course. Like, there's so much that's better to not just tell the actors. But like, I really resonated even more as I went on, just learning more things about Gorou. So
Aw.
yeah.
Yeah. So
It's great.
do you feel like you're pretty similar to him as far as obviously you're not a general, but it's
I am not. I have no military strategy, but Gorou doesn't necessarily either. He just listens to Kokomi.
Yes, that's very true. Do you feel like you're
Good.
pretty similar to him in general? Now I'm doing it.
Nice. See, it just happens. You
It really
can't stop
does.
it. I would say I'm not like super similar, but there are definitely similarities. Like that one line where he's like, you know, he doesn't always know the best answer, but he's gonna try his best. And Gorou's kind of like a younger version of me, you know, in a lot of ways, where he's got a decent amount of responsibilities on him, and he doesn't always know how to deal with it. But you know, you hope. But you know that he's going to try his best. I think that's the way that I was a lot, because like when I was in film school, I was the youngest person there in the room. I was 18, fresh out of high school, while other people were in their 20s, some in their 30s. So yeah, it was pretty wild being in that space, and just everyone is at least a year or 5 or 10 older than me.
Oh my gosh.
Because that's just the kind of school I went to. So yeah, it's pretty wild.
Yeah.
So I definitely can relate with that, because Gorou has some of those things, some of those lines where it's like, yeah, all the other people around me are older than me, and it's like I did experience that actually quite a bit in high school. And not in high school, in film school. So yeah, I think that's definitely a thing.
Aw. Well, that's really interesting to hear that that you had to be in that situation. I can't even imagine just like being in school with like just a ton of people that were older than me like that. But
I mean,
oh, go ahead.
Well, it was what it was.
Yeah,
you know?
absolutely.
Like, it's just like, well, I got a job to do, so concentrate on that, and hopefully people respect me. And many times they didn't, but that's because I was dumb.
Oh.
So,
Yeah. That's always fun. Besides Gorou, who is actually your favorite character? I feel like it's Ningguang, just because like your Ningguang is doing some damage.
Oh, Ningguang is definitely up there. She's probably number 2. Number 1 is Xingqiu. Xingqiu's always been my favorite character.
Really?
And he's so freaking good. He's busted, and
He really is.
he's definitely one of my favorite. He's my favorite sub DPS character to play, 1000%. But Ningguang's definitely my favorite active main DPS. She's so fun to play actively. But I love putting Xingqiu in like any group really because I've got like an all mono, what's it called, Hydro team. That if I bring it here, it's called the spray bottle because these are a bunch of bad dogs.
I love that.
And so I usually bring the spray bottle around because I was like, you know what, Kokomi damage is legit, and we're gonna prove that. And it works on Spiral. I have 36 starred with that particular that comp, before bringing it in. But he also works on the Freezy Boys. It's usually Gene and the Freezy Boys inside Spiral. So yeah, it's fun. It's good.
Yeah,
Xingqiu for life.
You actually play Genshin. Like, I know that there's some voice actors who play it, but you like really play it. How long have you been playing? Like since the beginning, or?
It was a couple days after launch. It wasn't the first day because I was downloading it on the first day.
Yeah.
'Cause I was like, oh my god, it's coming out. And I didn't know. Because like, but again, like I didn't even know like that this game was gonna be as big as it is. And as cool as it is, but I also didn't know that it was going to be the game that I've been waiting for, like for years, like co-op, ability-based action RPG with like real-time combat. Sign me up. That's exactly what I've been wanting for this entire freaking time. So sick of like guns and shooters.
Oh
and
my god,
whatever. Yes. Like, just give me abilities. I mean, like I appreciate games like Overwatch because you get to use abilities within the shooter, and it's like, oh, that's cool. If you want to play the guns, you can. And if you don't want to, you can play like something else, like a monkey with a giant Tesla phone thing.
Yes.
Cool. So I always loved that, but like, there's just something about this game that's like the co-op, no PvP, abilities and stats, like theory crafting. Like this is the game. I didn't know it was gonna come in husbando and waifu form, but that's fine. I love it nonetheless.
Yes, that is amazing. So you actually wait. What other games have you played? Like, did you grow up with video games or?
Oh yeah, big time. The original games that I was playing was like all the LucasArts games.
Oh my gosh, really?
Yeah. So like X-Wing, the X-Wing series, Rogue Squadron, and Rebel Assault, Sam and Max, Day of the Tentacle, the point-and-click adventures.
Yes.
Those are some of my favorite freaking games from my childhood. And then eventually I got, Pokemon Red on a Game Boy, a clear, transparent Game Boy Pocket. Was the first game console, quote-unquote, that I ever owned.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Did you ever play King's Quest?
King's Quest? No,
Yeah.
I didn't. But I think Jen's mentioned that a few times. And I was like, you would like that. I was like, cool.
Yeah. If you like,
unfortunately.
If you like point and clicks, and yeah, it is like classic. It's shoot, I forget the name of the company that did it, but yeah, it's very old. I think it's actually older than me. I only got into it because of my mom. So.
Oh, that's awesome though. Yeah, I mean, like my brother and I used to play all those. Like, we used to come to my grandpa's house and play like Microsoft Flight Simulator on his DOS computer.
Oh wow,
it's the coolest thing ever.
Oh my gosh.
So yeah.
That's amazing. So wait, did your grandpa play video games or?
No, he just had a computer that was installed on it.
I was gonna say that's so cool.
I think I spent an entire Christmas installing Star Wars chess on his computer, like literally 13 floppy disks, taking the entire night to install the game, and by the end of it, I couldn't even play because we had to go home.
Oh no, that is devastating.
Yeah, but I was so determined to get the 13 floppy disks to install the freaking game.
13. Wow.
Yeah, I don't know if that's actually the number, but I'm pretty sure that's actually the number. It was definitely double digits.
Wow.
You know.
And for anyone in chat that doesn't know what a floppy disk, I'm trying to think because I'm not great at math because this is a mature stream. So I feel like most people should know, or maybe I don't even know. But basically,
yeah, that was probably I think it was how many megabytes? 3.5 megabytes each.
I don't even remember.
It was nothing by comparison to today's standards, of course.
Right? Yeah. But for anyone that doesn't know, they were like, you know, what you would use in a computer to like get like programs and stuff.
Yeah. They were like CDs, if you know what those are.
Exactly. Like I didn't even want to get into CDs because like hopefully people know what those are. I don't even know.
Physical media. Let's see.
It's
Floppy disks in the good old days were excellent for. Yeah.
I know. Somebody just take us to your retirement home, I guess, at this point. Standard was 1.4 megs for a floppy disk?
God, even less.
Oh my god.
Yeah, because they were the 3.5-inch floppy disks at the time.
Wow.
Holy jeez.
Yeah.
Oh crap! I'm not in there.
Oh
sorry.
Shoot!
I was
oh
looking
my
at floppy
god!
disks.
No, you're
bring them over here.
Okay, but I always do this, and for the community too. Like everyone will be like, "I want to come and play," and then I'll lock them out. Like I just don't pay attention. So my bad.
I think I can still hit him over here. So get him, Jade Screen.
Yes. So here's an interesting question. Since you did Draft, I feel like I'm not really sure, but like since Draft appeared first in the game, what was it like going from like Draft to Gorou?
It was definitely something special because as much as like I'm very obviously Gorou is gonna always be the favorite thing of mine in this game now, but I was really proud of the work that I had done with Draft and the Abyss Lector because they were immensely fun to do. And, you know, Draft is one of those characters who kept showing up for no particular reason. You know, he would show up in, like, the Meteorite quest. He shows up in Diona's Hangout. And, like, I got to just do so much of... You know, so much additional stuff that I never expected to do after that first session, even. So yeah, it was really cool, and I'm really proud of that. But you know, also not super different because I'm this freaking cat-eared person, then I become a dog-eared person. I'm just all the furries in this game, man.
I was gonna say, like, I feel like at that point
I have
now,
a type.
yes, you truly do. We're just, if they ever announce, like, actually, we're just waiting for the announcement that, you know, you're actually Yaimiko. We're just waiting for it.
Oh my god, I might as well be at this point. I mean, every male-eared character I am, except for Olaf. Olaf has cat ears as well.
Oh, I'm trying to remember Olaf.
He is another spring veil. He was the guy who was frozen during the Xiangling quest, and that you thaw him out, and he's like Draft's this ancient version or something. So.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, I'm all the furries of Genshin. It's fine.
It's totally fine. It's totally fine.
It's fine.
We love it. We really do.
Oh, I know.
So, what was it like doing Gorou's Hangout? I think the majority of us have done it, and it's been out now for a while, so we can talk about it at least in here.
Okay.
So,
sure.
What was that like?
Honestly, it was one of my favorite experiences in voice acting in general ever because what's great about the Hangout, of course, from an acting perspective, is that you get to do so many different things, right? It's not just one linear path. You get to do all of the paths, and it's such a cool experience to be able to do that. and also see all those different facets of the character. In many ways, like obviously there's a certain prestige in voicing 5-star characters. You're a little bit more like hyped up as far as the power is concerned or whatever. Because people underestimate 4 stars because they're dumb.
Really, they really do.
5 stars aren't even that. 5 stars are not better than 4 stars.
That is so true. I don't know why people think that. Like, actually, I feel like majority of the 4 stars are like absolutely bonkers. Like Zhongling, she's used in like every comp for Spiral Abyss. And
Zhongling, Xingqiu, and Bennett.
Yes,
that trifecta right there could be used for everything if you want.
Exactly.
So good. But yeah, like just getting to do the hangouts are so cool because you get all those different branches. You get to see all those facets of the character. And hey, that's not a bad piece for you.
Right?
And so but like, you know, we got to do so many comedic things for Gorou, see a completely different side of him, and we also got to have one really important one that was, of course, the one having to do with the box and dealing with some of that soldier PTSD / survivor's guilt. Was really cool. Obviously, that's not something I've ever personally experienced, but it was really cool to be able to do that, to have that moment where, you know, it's not going to be a happy ending.
Yeah.
But it will be an uplifting one, I think, or something that makes us feel something, you know?
Right.
And I was like, I was really proud of that. So definitely something very important to me. But, you know, the comedy lines too, they just always, I think they make a lot of people happy. So I'm like, good. A lot of people were saying that this was one of their favorite hangouts, or that this was the funniest hangout that they'd ever done. I was like, good, because I think that's what we were going for.
Yes, yeah, especially the route with Miss Hina. Like, oh my god.
Oh my god. I when I read that, I was like, what do you mean?
Like, did you know that was coming, or did you just like do the lines?
Not until the hangout. Not until like then they were kind of explaining like, you know, what like that whole thing was about. And we were trying to like figure it out because obviously, you know, it's not cut and dry simple on like exactly what it is. It's like, wait, so he's a writer for a magazine? And then it's like, but he also takes on this different persona, but he doesn't. Wait, but he doesn't know that he's the persona, or he does, and it's like, so we didn't get it at first, and then we figured out what it was, you know, because at the beginning we just thought that it was like he just straight up like cross dresses and takes a persona of some different thing, and I was like, oh, this is taking a turn, but it wasn't that, and not again, no shame in that, but like we just didn't like that's not something you would have expected out of, you know, the general of Watatsumi Island.
Absolutely.
So. Super weird thing to try to figure out what's going on there.
It was honestly, it was a surprise, and I think you were there when I was doing it, but everyone was just like, "Oh, she's doing that one very last," and I had no idea what everyone was talking about. I was
exactly. Oh my god, what a treasure, what a treat.
It really was like that. You did a phenomenal job, and
thank you.
Yeah, and everything that you've been in this game so far is you've done a great job. But the hangout was top notch, so good.
Thank you, I appreciate it. No,
yeah,
I'm really happy with what we did and everything. So, thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. I know that I think you mentioned this before, but did you ever imagine that it would be this big? I think like in September there was like 9 million people like playing the game actively, and that was in September. Like that number is just wild to me.
No, I don't think that I could have possibly known how big. I mean, it's got to be bigger in China and Japan too. Like I don't know, that the numbers have to be just astronomical, I'd imagine, across the world. But like certainly even in the Americas, I'm surprised in many ways that it reached this popularity. But I think that there's this like, you know, fascination with more Asian styles of not just game, but, you know, culture, especially that comes through pretty unapologetically, I would say. It's just like, no, this is what it is. This is what Leah looks like. This is what Inazuma looks like. You know, like, and these are these awesome places that are inspired by, you know, by Asian culture.
Right.
And I love that, obviously, because it's really freaking good, and it speaks very truthfully to it too. It's not like, you know, not to throw shade at, like, you know, more Western development, but it's not just inspired by those things. It's the amount of study that goes into it from this game is insane, and that's very apparent in the music. You know, so I don't think I just, there's something special about this game that people feel when they're playing it, I think, and that's really important. And like, I always remember in the first time I ever went to Leah, and you hear that shift in the combat music. It's not the same Mondstadt combat music that you've been listening to for the past however long. You know, it's like the Leah music after just fighting a couple slimes, and it's like, oh my god, there's a whole new world out there that I didn't even know existed, and here it is. And that will always stick with me as one of my favorite memories of this game, because just playing it wise, because it is just so incredible to hear that shift in tone and all the different music that was ahead there. Because Leah is huge and has some of the best music in the game.
It really does.
So yeah, I'll never shut up about the music. At the end of the charity stream that I did recently, we just all hung out and listened to the Genshin concert that they did a couple months ago.
I was just gonna ask you if you
together.
watched that.
Yes, so now I watched it twice. But I don't know if you saw my tweet from a few days ago, but I guess I'm in the 0.05% of top listeners for Yuping Chen.
Oh, I did see that. I was like, oh my god.
Like, yeah, I'm obsessed with the music, man. It's just, you can't stop me on that stuff. It's just, I always listen to orchestration anyway as like my primary source of music. So like film scores and video game scores. But yeah, I love the music in this game to death. It's just too darn good.
Oh my god, I agree so much. The music is phenomenal. Like, it is literally some of the best video game music I have ever heard. And yeah, I've been playing video games for a long time. And it's just, it is so good. And it surprises me every time. Like, when we went to Inazuma, I was like, oh my god, I didn't think that they could like top, you know, the rest of the music in the game, but like somehow they did.
Yeah, they really, yeah, because especially for me at first, there was a little bit of initial like hesitation to fully accept it, because it's very music is very aggressive. You know, it's very hostile to start with when you're first coming to Inazuma. And then like the more you explore, the more you get into these other intimate themes and the beauty, and exploring like this is a beautiful place in addition to being hostile. So it's so cool to see that change and that shift. So yeah, I love all of Inazuma's music, but I think it's the Konda Village theme for me the most, that plays in the teapot as well.
Yes.
That's just my freaking favorite. It's so good. It's so good.
Yes, so true. Someone in chat actually asked what your favorite track is so far in the game. I mean, I guess like just overall, since you said you liked Konda Village, but like,
it's so hard to choose. But because I never remember the names of the tracks. I just know what they sound like.
Right.
But let me open my Spotify real quick.
No worries.
So that track for Konda Village, my favorite one is scrolling through. Where is it? A Harmonious Rest.
Ooh.
It is the more orchestrated version of Hakushin's Lullaby. That's definitely that's the Konda Village thing. It also plays in the Inazuma Teapot. I freaking love it. And then the other stuff would probably be some of just the Leah music, and Moon in One's Cup is definitely one of my favorites. Oh, one sec. Also, I'm catching up with you here.
Oh no, you're good. You're good.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lock you out this time.
Those are some of my favorites, but there's no wrong answer to that, you know, for anyone, where like everyone resonates differently with different music, and there's no bad music in this game. They're just, it's all good. There's just some ones that resonate with me, you know, more specifically.
Absolutely.
So many yellow numbers there, though.
I know, right? It's amazing.
God, he's freaking. It's Geo Squad. I'm so happy that this exists.
It's, oh my gosh, yeah, like, it's incredible. I don't usually use a full Geo Squad, but like lately just having Gorou in the party has just been
are you
amazing.
enjoying playing him? Like, I don't know if you've
God.
had the chance to really build him.
Yeah,
fully.
I did build him a little bit, and he's already like amazing, and I think he's only like level 50 or something. Like, he's, because I'm building mine for support, so
sure, I'll meet you.
Yeah, and he's just so good. Like, I love it. I love it. And I actually went and I got him C4 because I got lucky. Yeah, I got lucky and I got C3 on my pulls.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're like, let me get one more. Then.
Yes, I was like, you know what? Let me just go in. I did get C1 Ito too on accident. Because,
nice.
Yeah. but my mission was to get C4 Gorou, and it worked out.
You know, C6 is
I know.
around the corner, isn't it? Wouldn't you say?
Not this. It's tempting.
No, well, you got time to decide. Of course, you're spending your Primo Gems right now.
Yes,
restoring resin.
But you know what? I do spend money. I'm not ashamed. I do spend money.
No,
okay.
Same. I've spent money on this game. There's no shame. No shade.
Yes.
C6 Gorou's really good.
I can tell.
Really freaking vitally important. So the C6 basically right now with the 3 Geo, it gives 40% crit damage to all Geo damage.
Yes, I saw that.
I mean, that's just insane. That's such an insane buff.
It really is.
It makes it so he can compete with Bennett and in attack-based situations.
Right.
Like, so Ito, I assume, I haven't really looked at Ito very much, but I assume attack is just fine for him. Since he's still just slapping people.
Pretty much, yeah. He's built like a normal DPS character for the most part, but just taking into account the defense that he scales off of.
Right.
So.
That sounds about right.
Yeah.
So.
We had another question about
the.
We had another question about the music too. What is your favorite demo music as opposed to in-game music?
Demo music? You mean like the character demo?
Yeah,
things?
like the ones that when they show the demos.
How can you not say Rex Incognito? How can you not say Rex Incognito?
It is like one of definitely. That's fair.
Jen might be my best friend, the voice of Ganyu.
Yes.
One of my best friends, and Chilean's Prance is great, but I'm sorry. You can't compete with Rex Incognito.
Oh
you
my
just
gosh.
can't. It's too good.
You're very right. You're very right. Okay, so what's second?
Gorou's obviously.
The bias.
I gotta admit, Ito's music was so good.
It was.
It was so funny. I couldn't even believe it. For his little demo cutscene, that was so good.
It really was.
But Gorou is pretty awesome. There's a certain I don't know, there's so many great tracks there, so it is of course hard to choose.
Mm-hmm.
Let me think. Also, I mean, honestly, if you've seen Gorou's demo, it's pretty great. That music there.
It is.
Yeah, Eula's was good. Xiao's is good. I mean, those are all great themes. You really can't go wrong. I'm gonna need to listen to those some more and see. I just stopped at Rex Incognito.
It's like nothing could top it after hearing that.
That's all I need.
Yeah. I mean, I know when I heard Ayaka's just took me out because it was I don't know, I don't know what they did with that, but it was very different from anything that I had ever heard at that point. Which I do feel like was very fitting for her being the first Inazuma character besides Kazuha. So
yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah,
definitely watching some of those old demo tracks from the concert again was really cool to see all of that again. So yeah, I can totally agree with that. There's a certain uniqueness about them, you know, because they're also not orchestrated or like fully necessarily. Some of them are using a little bit more synth, so they're kind of working with different instruments on that. In some cases, so it's a different sound from the rest of the game. I think intentionally so, and effectively so as well. So you know, it's just
Yeah.
it's so cool. It's just so cool because they want that like epic kind of, I won't say necessarily professional feel, but you know, you kind of get the idea of like it's got like such a the orchestrated grandness of the game is a little bit different from the demos and the feeling that you get from those.
Yes.
So
that is very, very true, because I do feel like the demos too, like the primary purpose for demos is to like grab people in to be like, this character is super cool, but like, you know, whereas in the game it's more of like atmospheric and like, you know, to make you just get into, you know, where you're at as far
whatever
as location.
that moment is. Yeah,
exactly. So
100% agree.
yes. So I'm curious, what is like a dream role for you? Like what would be Spider-Man?
Spider-Man.
Wait, I
Every
remember
time.
You know what? I remember you mentioned this. I think on like your stream, I want to say you just talked about this, right?
It's always Spider-Man. I get asked that all the time. It's always Spider-Man. And that's partly why I had the voice of Gorou inside my head already, because I always have like kind of a teenager or at least young adult voice in my mind. Because I've been doing Spider-Man stuff for a long time. I used to cosplay as Spider-Man and walk around and act as Spider-Man because that's what I wanted to do.
What,
maybe
really?
Spider-Man's
like you?
Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing.
I don't know. But yeah, like that's what I always did at cons. One of my favorite cons was the first time I ever dressed up as Spider-Man, because it was right before everyone dressed up as Spider-Man. Because that definitely happened. I don't know. My brother still thinks he's responsible for providing a Chinese manufacturer with the printing, like screen printing options for Spider-Man's outfit.
Oh my god.
And he's like, man, I think I ruined it. I think I gave them access to the thing. I was like, dude, come on, they can find it.
That's amazing.
But yeah, so but just like being like, you know, walking around as Spider-Man, like, hey guys, how's it going? You know, that whole thing.
That's amazing.
Just making puns at people in person, and then when I take off my mask, you know, then I'm Asian Spider-Man, and then I'm like, oh, I'm Peter Park. So that.
Oh my god, that's amazing.
Yeah, that's a thing. Screw with people that way.
Oh my gosh. Okay, who is your favorite Spider-Man?
As far as like actor is concerned?
Like, yeah, okay, so actors, yeah.
Well, animation wise, it has to be 90s Spider-Man, because in the animated series, that's Christopher Daniel Barnes, who's also Prince Eric in A Little Mermaid.
Wait, really?
But then as far as
Oh, that's so cool.
yeah. But as far as live action actor, I think Tom Holland. I think that he captures everything that you need across the board. You know, Andrew Garfield's a good Spider-Man. And not that he's a bad Peter Parker. I don't think that any of the Spider-Man actors were the problem in those movies. Amazing Spider-Man had writing issues more so than acting issues, and the Raimi movies are dated a bit at this point. I think they're still good. I still think Spider-Man 2 is great, but like I think it's a little bit overrated by comparison to MCU now. But you know, Tobey Maguire was great as well for different reasons. Was that even his? Yeah. I was like, what is his name?
No, those are pretty old movies now. Like,
yeah, I mean, it was 20 years ago.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Crazy. But yeah, like, but you know, but he definitely had a lot of it down, and you know, but I think that Tom Holland really does bring it, and I'd love to see the movie where it was Tom Holland, you know, playing the little baby Spider-Man as he's going through his origin story again, but we clearly couldn't do that in the MCU. It just wasn't possible.
Yeah.
At that point, you know.
Yeah.
Unless we started right from the beginning. just the
Right.
fact that we have Spider-Man in the MCU at all is a miracle, so I won't question it.
It really is, because I know there was like a whole bunch of stuff going on with that.
Yeah.
It's something the studios.
Yeah, I mean,
blah, blah,
Marvel
blah.
almost went bankrupt because then that's why they originally sold off or the rights to those movies and characters with X-Men and Spider-Man. So that of course saved Marvel and paved the way for, Marvel Studios to exist at all.
Right.
So it is very important that those things happened, but it was a necessary evil, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm. So did you get your Spider-Man, was it No Way Home, I think? Did you get your tickets already?
Actually, yeah, I'm seeing it on because that's like about to drop. Wait, today?
Wait, is it today?
Today? Yeah, today's the Thursday of opening night.
Oh my god.
Because they do the Thursday opening nights, right? So I'm seeing it on Monday night because it'll be the first time I've even going back to the theater.
Right.
But my friends and like my brother, we were like, let's we'll go on a different day, so it'll be a little more open. We have like most of the seats in the row in general, so and like they're requiring vaccination, so we'll hopefully be safe.
That's very, very fair.
Still a little bit like, but it's gonna be Christmas season, so I guess I can. I don't know. It's a little scary still, but I'm just gonna stay away from everyone.
Yeah, and
other than my friends.
Right.
Keep my mask on the whole freaking time.
Absolutely. That's what I did too. My husband and I went to go see the Demon Slayer movie like several months back.
Oh, yeah.
And we were like, we're just gonna sit far away from everyone and just wear a mask the entire time. We don't need to eat popcorn. It's fine. Don't touch the chairs. Like we're
exactly.
But we're really big fans of that show. So I was like, I gotta go see it. So
I was really tempted, honestly, just to buy the other two seats right next to me so no one could sit next to me, and then I didn't, and now I kind of regret it.
Oh no!
I kind of just wish I did it and just went for it. I was like, no, I don't care.
Yeah.
If I'm gonna do this, I might as well be comfortable.
Right.
But I'm hoping that no one picked those seats. We'll see though. I mean, it's Spider-Man.
I feel like there's certain theaters that are still doing the thing where they don't sell the seats in between people, but maybe it's not all theaters.
Well, it's funny because like my friends, they all bought their tickets in bulk because I was originally just not going to go. I was like, you know what, screw it, I'll freaking buy the ticket. Mm-hmm. So I bought it after they had already purchased it. So it's they do. I guess they do let you.
Oh, okay.
So.
Awesome. Yeah. I'm really excited for that movie. I'm sure you are too.
Yeah. I need to watch Shang-Chi this weekend.
Oh, I haven't seen that.
Catch up with Hawkeye. It's on Disney Plus, so.
Oh, okay.
If you have that.
Yes,
then,
I do.
You can. Yeah, so I need to do that. Usually I'm pretty on it, but just with the pandemic, of course.
Right.
So
that's
what it is.
I think you mentioned too Star Wars games. So are you also a big fan of Star Wars? You are?
I would definitely consider myself a big fan of Star Wars. I used to, with my brother, listen to the Star Wars soundtrack together, just hanging out.
Oh my gosh.
We used to do that all the time. I'm Luke, he's Han.
Oh. I love that.
Definitely a thing. I definitely enjoy the original trilogy. Other than that, I don't have really any huge problems with Force Awakens. I hate The Last Jedi.
Oh no!
And I think that Rise of Skywalker did the best that it could with what it was given. That's my opinion on Star Wars movies. If you like it, I will not bash you for it. I will disagree with you. That's fine. And the prequels are just bad movies. I'll just say I don't think that they're good movies, and if you enjoy them, then that's awesome. But I enjoy Batman and Robin, but it's definitely I don't think it's a good movie.
You know what? That's very fair. That's very, very fair.
But again, whatever people enjoy, that's great. I hope that they enjoy it as long as they don't shove it down someone's throat.
Right.
What? How do you feel about these movies? I feel like I just laid out my entire thing, and you're gonna thoroughly disagree with my entire.
No,
assessment.
I would never. I am always happy to talk to and be around more Star Wars fans. Like that. That is just my thing. However, I don't know if you've seen my tattoo, but I do have a Kylo Ren tattoo.
Well, Kylo Ren's great.
Okay,
and honestly,
okay.
Kylo Ren, Ben,
Yes, Ben.
and Rey are the best part of all three of those movies, and I would say, in The Last Jedi, they're the best characters still. Absolutely, and they're in the only redeeming factors in that movie. So I would say that your choice of those characters are good ones.
Yes.
But I'll stick with my opinion on the movie in general. My
No,
brother and I
that's totally
legitimately
fine.
wrote like a 19-page essay on why we think that movie's bad.
Oh my god.
That's how much we were so disappointed at the end of it.
Oh no. That's how
but
I felt about episode 9. Like, I was really upset with episode 9. I just felt like it was like, just in general, I was like, what is this? I actually
What? Yeah.
I went to my therapist, and like, I was literally like, this movie destroyed me. It ruined my life. Like, I was so depressed. Like, I don't even know how that's possible, but that movie like put me in depression. Like, just,
Oh no.
I mean, besides the ending, I'm not gonna say it just in case anyone hasn't seen it, but I mean, like, just overall,
particular moments with two particular characters.
I just
sharing an intimate moment.
that
one.
I don't know. I just the entire. I don't know.
The entire. All right, fair enough.
Yes.
Well, obviously, did you love the Last Jedi?
It's my favorite. I'm so sorry to say,
fine.
but
That's
it is
fine.
my favorite.
No, that's fine. I'm not mad. If that's the case, then of course you would not like episode 9. Because episode 9 backtracks
Yes,
a lot of it. And
does.
I totally get that. Completely understand that.
But to be fair, I do feel like because I was actually a fan of Star Wars before the Disney acquisition. So like, I like Star Wars prior to that.
Sure.
But I think the sequel trilogy was like, it felt like it was my trilogy, because I actually didn't get into Star Wars until my husband introduced it to me.
See.
Because my growing up with my dad, he was more of like, the what do you call it? Like the adventure, not really sci-fi. He liked Indiana Jones. And yes.
Well, I mean,
yes.
Who doesn't love Indiana Jones?
Yeah, exactly.
Phenomenal movies.
Yeah, so that's the type of like, adventuring things that like I grew up with. So I didn't get into Star Wars until I was like in my early 20s. And
which is funny because like I think Star Wars really is adventure. It's just in space.
Right.
But like there is that difference, of course. I mean, and then you've got Star Trek that's on the other side of the like science fiction section compared to the space fantasy that Star Wars is. So, but I love both of those franchises. So
yeah, absolutely. Wait, you said Indiana Jones and
Star Trek,
Star
Indiana
Trek.
Jones,
Oh,
and
yeah.
Star Wars. I mean, I love all of those.
Yeah, I've never
so
seen
good.
Star Trek.
Other than Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, we don't talk about that one. Or maybe
okay.
you do.
I don't.
Or maybe you do.
I have no idea. I just like know that I am really into Earl Grey tea, and somebody in that really also likes Earl Grey hot.
Yes, that's Picard. That's the captain in Next Generation.
Yes, that's
the
extent.
Yep. No, that definitely. He's an Earl Grey man. He says it a lot.
That's so funny.
Star Trek's that's a great show. Honestly,
is it?
It still holds up pretty darn well. They remastered it, I think, on Netflix. It's the remastered version, so most of it's actually visually not too bad either. But a lot of the themes and whatnot are still really relevant. So very good show.
Awesome. Someone in chat asked how you feel about the Star Wars animated series.
I assume they're talking about like Clone Wars and Rebels.
Yeah, probably all of them.
I gotta be honest.
Uh-oh.
Most stuff that reminds me of the prequels, I'm just like,
oh no! So not a fan of Ahsoka?
Well, so I didn't continue watching because the first movie of the Clone Wars, I despised.
Oh no!
I was like, I hate this, and I heard that a lot of Clone Wars gets a lot better.
It does. It really does.
and that's cool. But like for me, that's not Star Wars to me.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Like because I grew up very much with the original trilogy, so the prequels are very different from that.
Yes, they are.
and it's unfortunate because I have heard so many good things about so many parts of the Clone Wars that I really just haven't watched. Mesa don't understand. Oh God.
That's my husband, by the way. He's yeah.
Animal Banny. Yeah, no, I'm good. I'm good on that. No, in fact, Jar Jar isn't even really the biggest problem with the prequels. It's just the writing in general. It's problematic.
It really is. Like there are parts of it. I think the only one I like episode 3, but that's because it's so extra. Like just the what do you call it? The lightsaber fights are so extra, and like it's my favorite. Yes. Yeah.
Only a Sith deals in absolutes.
Oh my God.
Oh, I mean, of course we got like hello there. We got all that in episode 2.
Yes.
Episode 2. You know, I will say, like, obviously, when I was growing up, I was like, oh, these are amazing. And then as I continued to look at them more critically, I was like, oh.
Wait, they're not.
Wait a minute. But, you know, it is what it is. I'm not mad about the whole thing anymore. I just don't care anymore.
That's very, very fair. Did you watch The Mandalorian?
Mandalorian was pretty good. Mandalorian was very good. It had a lot of awesomeness in it. So yeah, I definitely liked most of The Mandalorian. I won't ever say 100% on all of those things, but I think that they definitely created something that was very good. And if you ever want to, you know, find someone to redo your stuff, Jon Favreau, he's your guy.
He is really great. Yeah, I feel like the majority of the Star Wars fandom, like there, you know, a lot of us disagree with a lot of parts of it, you know, constantly fighting with each other, but I do feel like the majority of us all came together for the Mandalorian.
Yeah. I mean, gosh, that last episode and those last scenes where a certain person showed up,
yes.
I cried.
Aww.
Because I have not seen him for so long, especially in that way.
Yes.
And I think honestly that's, you know, that's part of the reason why, you know, The Last Jedi hurt me in certain ways. And again, look, this was a creative decision. I will disagree that I think that it was not the right decision, but it was a strong choice.
It's a good way to put it.
One I don't agree with, but like it was a strong choice, and I will always praise Rian Johnson for at least being bold enough to make those choices, because you know I think obviously a lot of what JJ took flack for was not being bold enough, right? And it's a difficult balance, and I think all of those people were put in such difficult places, or at least, you know, that's the job they signed up for, because how do you follow that? Right?
Oh my gosh.
Like, how do you follow the originals?
Absolutely. I think that's a really rough spot to be in too, because, you know, that series is so old, and like, you know, people have been with it for so many years, and you know, it's had like these moments where there's like nothing, and then to continue that humongous story that a lot of people feel very connected to that's horrifying. I would never want to do that.
Well, there's no way that you could ever make everyone happy, like 100% of the fan base. That's impossible, because you've got a fan base that either loves the originals, loves the prequels, loves both. And if there's people who love the originals and dislike the prequels like me, there's literally no way that you're going to please them 100% with something in between.
Absolutely.
It just won't work. It's not possible, because those movies are vastly different. So, yeah. It's something special, though. The Star Wars fandom is always
it's definitely something special. You just have to find your own group in that fandom, and you know, make the most of it, I guess.
Well, and what, in my opinion, what's really important about being a fan versus being a zealot,
yes,
is being able to be critical of the things that you you know,
Absolutely.
that are not good in your opinion, you know, and being respectful, of course. Like, don't be a dick, but like, you know,
Absolutely.
just being like, look, man, like this wasn't good, and that's why I consider myself a fan, because it's like, dude, I don't think that the prequels were good movies. That doesn't mean I don't love Star Wars. It just means I
Yeah.
didn't love this part of Star Wars. If the mentality is we have to love everything that just has the name under it, then let's all go watch the holiday special and see how we feel.
Not the holiday special, no.
Yeah, because then, like, well, you have to love it. It's got Star Wars in the name.
Oh no.
So,
Yeah, no, that's very, very fair. I do think that if people don't really take that into account, like, you know, when you say you're a fan of something, like, it's okay to disagree with, you know, parts of that thing or want something to be better. Like, I think a lot of people get it twisted when it comes to that. So I definitely agree with you, for sure.
yeah, I mean, people say like you're not a real fan if you
Oh
don't.
no.
It's like you're a real douche person.
Not the gatekeeping. Yeah, we don't do that.
People want to hold on to something special, especially like, you know, when something goes really mainstream.
Oh yeah.
You know, because it's just that good. You know, then they want to claim ownership over it. And Star Wars has always been in mainstream, but I think that the sequel series really put it even more into mainstream light.
It really did.
So yeah, that's definitely a thing where, like, you know, people wanted to gatekeep, as you were saying, and it's just unfortunate.
It is. Somebody asked in chat, this is completely unrelated, but have you ever watched Sailor Moon, and who is your favorite Sailor Scout?
So unfortunately, I do not know much about Sailor Moon.
Oh,
It was not a
no.
franchise that I was particularly into as a kid. So I apologize. I don't have any strong opinions about Sailor Moon in general.
Okay, that's fair. Did you...
Other than I know that it is obviously something that's very important to a lot of people. So
Yes. So, do you watch anime in general? Or, like, have you? Or...
I don't watch a lot of anime. But I did watch Cowboy Bebop as a kid or as a teenager, and like was like, this is like the greatest thing that ever happened, and was very formative for those times for me. Like loving like film noir, loving jazz, and just loving like the visual of cool and understanding that. So the original Cowboy Bebop is just such an important anime to me, in so many ways. I watched it subbed first and then dubbed later, and both are great.
Yes.
So yeah,
So-
I loved it.
Did you watch the live action?
I didn't. I
Okay.
can't bring myself to do it. I'm like, I don't want to be hurt.
I'm in the same boat. Like, I like kind of want to just for curiosity's sake, but I'm like, maybe I
Yeah.
should just leave it alone. Like, maybe I should just leave it alone.
Exactly. That's how I feel. Like, no, I don't. I'd rather just watch reruns of Star Trek because I know I won't be disappointed.
Oh no.
Um,
Like,
So
there's so
that's
many
where I'm at.
Yeah, like there's so many mixed things too. Like, I've had friends say they actually really liked it, and then there are people who are like, don't watch this, do not watch it. And then
Yeah.
and then it just recently got canceled too, so I'm like, oh no, what?
Well, that's what Netflix does anyway, to
Okay.
be honest. But, like, obviously that's not good for it, but, like,
Yes.
Netflix cancels everything after one season, it seems like.
Oh no.
But I will say, like, just watching the trailers and whatnot, I was like, oh, this is going to be bad. That's what I was thinking. Because, you know, you're listening to this dialogue, and it's like, Faye, for some reason, is like a crazy go-getter and wants to work with the team. And I'm like, who are you? You're not even Faye. I don't care that much about the outfit or whatever, but if the character's not the same,
Right.
like, what's even the point?
Right.
And, you know, Jet seems like he's pretty cool. He seems about right. And then Spike, like, look, I love John Cho. I really do. But I think there was just something about it that was just a little bit too jokey. And then they did all the cutting with the rest of the characters. And it's like, dude, you can't just recreate those people literally one for one. That's just not going to work.
Oh no.
Like, look at what Marvel does and learn from Marvel, because Marvel does a very good job of taking certain aspects and taking the iconic parts of those characters, but always having the soul of the character as well. like it's not exactly the same, but that's the point. That's the how you adapt something. But they like made Vicious look like Vicious, but it just looked like a bad wig. Like,
Oh
I
no.
don't know what's going on. That was just in the previews of it. And it's just I don't know.
Yeah, I couldn't even watch the previews. Like I saw some of like the promotional pictures, but like I didn't watch
Right.
any of the previews. I was like, I probably shouldn't. Like I think I might just leave it
No,
alone.
no, I think I think that that's potentially the right play. I mean, I guess we're on the same boat where it's like, I'm curious. I feel like I need to have an opinion about this, but
Yeah, I absolutely
I don't
agree.
know.
I am completely out of resin, so do you just want to go do like a boss killing spree in the
Sure, we
world?
can. Yeah, sure.
Okay, you
Let's
can
go
you
kill some
can
bad guys.
show off more of your Gorou,
Yeah,
cuz
I mean, like this setup right here has worked really well. Where,
yeah.
we were doing decent damage with our brand new characters as of a
Right?
couple days ago.
I
Obviously,
know.
my Ningguang is not brand new, but but yeah, Kokomi was keeping us very healthy.
I'm very proud of
So
her. She's
yeah, I love Kokomi. My Kokomi is built for damage slightly.
Ooh, let's go.
Um, but yeah, it's really I love that character. She's fun, but because you don't really sacrifice that much healing for damage.
Yeah.
Right? So
Absolutely.
it's really
Yeah, there was I remember when she first came out or like, when the preview came out and stuff for her. And so many people were dissing on her. It's just like just wait
wow,
until she's
that
out.
just made me spite build her harder.
Yeah, absolutely.
Honestly, I was like, dude, I'm gonna do a little light wailing so I get her and I get her weapon. That's it. I didn't get any constellations. I didn't get any refinements. But I was like, you know what? We're gonna do this. So
Yeah.
how dare they? How dare they talk smack on her excellency?
I
I
know.
was so mad.
It was really something. Especially, I don't know. I thought she was very unique too because her character design was ooh, holy moly.
Ningguang.
That was amazing.
Ningguang burst. Single target on
Oh,
Ningguang is insane.
oh my god. Well, yeah, no, I was just saying that her character design was so pretty, and I feel like
Oh
we
yeah.
didn't really have that, and people were just, she does her crit damage, her crit rate, blah 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 blah.
Like, look, and I get it, but it's like, dude, that's not the point. Like,
Exactly.
if you're, like, like when I'm hitting with Kokomi and I'm doing, the most I've ever done are like 18k normal attacks,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like when you're just throwing those 18ks out, non-crits, it's like, oh, that's beautiful. Like, I love that.
Yeah, I can imagine it's like the best
So,
feeling.
oh yeah, I love it. I don't know. She's awesome, and people are dumb.
Mm-hmm.
But
Absolutely.
what else is new?
Yes. So, what
Oh,
has?
what over there?
Oh, moved. What has been like the coolest experience in your career, do you think?
I mean, so far it's been Genshin Impact,
Yeah, yeah.
Uh,
Anything specific
definitely.
within just like, getting to be Gorous probably? Was there any like
Yeah, I mean,
Oh, go ahead, sorry.
no, I really I do think it's mostly just being able to be Gorou. That's definitely been a thing. Oh my god, Gio's really
We
bad at this.
yeah, maybe made a mistake.
No, it's alright. Just take an extra phase. It's fine. Gorou, I did not know that Gio was that bad at destroying those things.
I literally did not either. Like holy crap.
Let's see. But really, like getting to get to know that character and stuff was so special to me, and obviously just a really important part of the experience. So definitely that's one of them. I think getting to be in Destiny was really cool. That definitely is one of my favorites as well. So those are definitely some of the coolest experiences. There's other stuff that I unannounced into that I'm looking forward to talking about. So I hope that we'll be able to I'll be able to share something of that soon.
Yes, very excited to hear that. Can't wait.
Yeah.
So, what do you think has been the lowest, like, in your career, like the lowest point? Like, what was that like?
Voiceover specifically, or
yeah, like just in your
my life.
probably your career, but I mean, if you want to share the lowest point in your life too, it's totally fine.
No. I can't. There's too many moments to imagine.
Oh no.
Just kidding. I mean, I there's always roles like that I can't necessarily talk about specifically, but there's roles that you get that are like, you wanted the thing really badly, and to find out that maybe you were the right person for it, but they had to go with, they went with someone else. But like, like you were on the list or something like that. Those moments can hurt. And again, it's like those things where like, you just really want something and you don't get it and it just doesn't work out. Because like, obviously we have things that do work out as much as we can. And
right.
And those are always celebrating, or we always celebrate those, but it just doesn't always work out.
Yeah.
So there's definitely a few roles there where it's like, I was so close.
Yeah, so close.
Not close enough though.
Aww.
So.
Well, it sounds like you have cool stuff coming in the future, so like super excited.
There's so many cool things coming in the future.
Yeah. Cannot wait for that.
Just
onwards and upwards.
I'm very excited. I'm sorry?
Oh no, I just said onwards and upwards.
Yes, onwards and upwards.
Yes. Okay, so we have a question from the community. What role had the most lasting impact on you as a person, positive or negative? I feel like it's probably Gorou, right? Maybe.
Yeah, the lasting Genshin Impact, I guess.
Genshin Impact.
Pretty fair in this case. I mean, it probably is Gorou. I mean, I've spent probably the most time with him than any one character. So he's definitely the character I think that really is, right now the highlight of my career in general. So it's a huge game, but I also love the game.
Yeah.
So that makes a huge difference.
That is like the coolest thing, being able to actually have a role in something that you feel so passionate about. Like that is absolutely amazing. Yeah,
no, I mean it because like I don't play like Smite, right, or anything, but even though I love working for them, I don't really have much experience in the actual game. So like it's so different, to be in this space instead.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's see. What inspired you to use the voice that you use for Gorou? Did you take any inspiration from anything?
Well, yeah. So like, how like I was saying like, oh yeah, I love the Spider-Man voices. So like I always had that teenage voice in my head. So for me, it was like, all right, he's a teenager, but he's also kind of a little physically smaller. So like I kind of tightened my body a little bit. So instead of going over here where I'm speaking more outward, I'm a little bit more in here sometimes, so it tightens up a little bit, makes him a little bit cuter.
Yeah.
Which I didn't really think about, to be honest. I was just like, oh, this makes sense for him. So that's kind of how that works. Though.
Yeah.
So.
Oh. Does anyone in chat have any questions? Would you like to ask Cory? We can go over. Hold on. I guess we can go fight the Primo Geobishop, I guess. Wait, is that going to be a good choice since we're just playing all Geo? I guess it's fine.
Probably not, but we got to go for it, right?
Yeah. Might as well.
Yeah, Kokomi will kill him.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Are there any characters that you're looking forward to? And like, are you excited for Yunjin or Shenhua?
I mean, all of those characters are cool, but I try not to think too much about future characters in general, just because. It's just safer for me to not think about too many things.
That's very, very fair. Very fair.
Yeah.
Whenever I see like the designs of characters and stuff, I'm just like, oh my gosh. Most people will like, theory craft about like their kits potentially.
Yeah. And I'm like, well, why? You can't even like, aside from leaks, you don't get that information. So it's like, don't be bad, people.
Exactly. And we don't do leaks here, so like right. I just literally I look at the character, I'm like, this character is really pretty and looks like she's gonna be like opera themed, and like, so that's pretty much what I do when it comes to seeing new characters.
I'm with you on that.
Somebody asked, do you agree that Gorou is a corgi?
I love corgis, and my new nickname is now Cory Yee.
Oh my god.
I think he's a Shiva.
Yeah, I can see that. Being a Shiva.
But corgis are legitimately my favorite dogs. So
really?
It's hard to not. Yeah, I love corgis. I think they're hilarious.
Yeah. Actually, are you more of a dog person or a cat person?
I'm actually more of a cat person.
Well, that's surprising.
I know. Well, look, I was cat dad draft first.
That's so, right. Yeah. So you've had experience with both. So just kidding. Do you have any cats or?
I grew up with cats.
Okay.
So that's why I think I'm a cat person. This guy got smacked. Whatever.
I know.
A joke.
Yeah, that was we really embarrassed him, but you know what? It's what he deserves. Oh, we didn't go do the Geo one. We should go do the Geobots. Yeah.
I mean, that's gonna be interesting with Ningguang, but I mean, do I refuse to switch or do I switch characters?
You should let's do it. You know what? I mean,
let's do it. You got the Claymore. You gotta handle it.
Exactly. I think. I'm
taking your crystal flies too, because I'm a jerk.
You know what? You're good. Take them. It's fine. I never pick them up because I'm awful, and then I'll be like, oh my gosh, y'all, I don't have any crystal flies. I can't make any condensed resin. It's like I've been playing this game since launch, but I'm truly the worst at it, so it's great.
Hey, I mean, if that's what you want to do, that's fine. You can not pick them up. You don't have
to. Let's see. Someone asked, do you have any wishing rituals?
So I had really good luck at the spot where you meet Gorou in the at the Watatsumi resistance camp. That's it's a Fort Fujito, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Let me double check that though. Yeah, I just stood in his spot. I had one already, but also the first spot that I wished at was the end of the hangout with Miss Hina. So the Miss Hina statue or the Miss Hina cutout was there, and we were wishing right next to it. And that was okay. We got like 3 of them there. In 90 pulls, so that was pretty good.
Nice.
But we got 4 out of 90 pulls in the other spot. Now again, of course, there's no guarantees for
absolutely
anything. That's not how that works, but that's where I wished. I don't have any rituals like other than you have to go for the back-to-back. We call that the Burgle back-to-back because our voice director, Mr. Burgle, he would, he used to freaking C6 every 5-star.
What?
Oh yeah, he was a super mega Leviathan.
Oh my gosh.
I don't think he does it anymore. But he would do that, and you gotta go for the back-to-back. You gotta go for the back-to-back, and it worked like once.
Aww.
But you gotta. So I don't think that there's anything else beyond that, though.
Yeah, for sure. Someone asked what you thought of the whole Yai and Gorou deal.
Oh, it's hilarious. I think it's fantastic. Once I saw that stuff, I was like, "Oh yeah, this is. I know how to do this. This makes perfect sense. I'm really glad this is here."
It was so cute. Oh my god!
Why did I just try to do geo damage to it? Oh, god, what am I doing? Oh, no.
This is fine.
Oh, I can shoot the things though.
Oh great. Okay, perfect. Yeah, this is great.
I can hurt these.
I should have cheated and just brought Zhongli.
But you're gonna have to do all the damage. With
there we go.
Normal. God, eat normal attack. Yeah, get him, Watatsumi crew. What's up?
This is going great.
Oh my god.
If we succeed, I'm gonna. I mean, I think that we will eventually, but
it's just gonna take time.
It's gonna take a while.
I don't even know like these other mechanics. Like
I know you like never see them.
It's been so long since I've had to do anything else. Oh no.
Oh my gosh. Okay, there we go.
Get him, Watatsumi crew.
Oh shoot, hold on, let me go. Okay.
If you do non-infused attacks with Ito, well, does that do relevant damage? We're getting him. We're getting him down.
Yeah, I think it does okay because it's just normal attacks. Like it's just
right.
Regular physical damage, but yeah, it's okay.
The bubble.
Oh,
aha, I got an achievement for that.
Wait, what? Really?
Yeah, I don't know what that was.
Well, we're getting you achievements, apparently.
Oh my god, we're gonna run out of pillars.
I've never seen what happens when you run out of pillars.
I mean, we're about to.
Yeah, this is
that
great.
Hurt.
Oh no, I should heal.
No, I'm good. Yeah, eat mediocre damage, dude. What's up? How do you like this? We're getting him. We're getting him, guys. Wait, I think we got the phase.
Cool. I've never done this phase without Zhongli. This is. Oh wait, you're getting.
Oh,
that
we're
one.
good.
Okay.
You have a claymore.
Yeah.
You're good. You're good.
It's
oh, Ningguang's wrecking these things. You're wrecking those things.
Okay,
yeah.
we did it. High five. We did it. That was great.
Oh my god. Wait, I gotta see what achievement that was.
Yeah,
too.
let us know what that was, because I'm curious too.
What the heck was that? A house ill-founded caused the same geohypostasis to fall 3 times by destroying... That's why. Because we killed 3 of the pillars. I've never taken that much time.
Because we took too long. That is so great. Oh my god.
Because we didn't have Zhongli, of course. Why didn't we bring Zhongli?
Oh my god, that is an amazing impression.
They could have faced the wrath of the rock. What the heck, man?
Oh
I could bring Zhongli. My Zhongli's C3, so he could bring shields for us. But,
yes.
I like having main DPS available, but I could just do that and play full support for your Ito.
Oh no, it's okay. It's okay. I have Zhongli as well, but like I was just curious to see if we could take that on. That was great.
I mean, yeah, there we go. It's done.
All right, so somebody asked, what first steps or exercises would you recommend for aspiring voice actors to get started at home?
Yeah, so one thing I'll be doing more on my own streams is watching or playing games that are unvoiced and just putting voices to them. And just doing that, and whether you're playing a game or whatever, you can just record yourself and just like add voices. That's some free dialogue. And you also get free context, and you get all of those things with the experience, right? You don't have to look for scripts online or anything. You can just do that. Just read it. And don't concentrate on the voice. Concentrate on understanding the character, getting inside the role, and just trying to give them life, you know? Worry about that before the or before the voice or the whatever, because the voice stuff is not nearly as important.
Okay.
You know, because the voice itself is largely irrelevant compared to the acting.
That is really good advice.
Yeah, always remember it's acting first.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because
yeah,
I never really think about that when I'm playing a game without like voices, and I just read, and I'm just like I can't do that voice, but like I think that's what people usually think about first is I can't do that voice, but like focusing on the acting aspect is definitely
really important.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's see. Outside of Gorou, whose story quests have you most enjoyed, and what character do you relate most to?
Probably Zhongli.
Oh, really?
It's got to be Zhongli, of course. It really, I mean, Zhongli's got such a cool story to him, and he's such a cool character. It's hard to not always say that, because he's got such depth to him. And Keith does an amazing job in the English to really create such an amazing character so effortlessly. That's what he does. So yeah, definitely a fan. Oh
Oh.
man, we're going to the freaking bird. I have not fought this guy in a long time. I don't remember these mechanics. It'll be interesting.
Oh, they're awful. I literally had to do this a couple weeks back during that whole wingathon thing that I was doing, and because the joke was that like I wasn't building Raiden Shogun at all. Like everyone was like, "You should build her," and I was like, "I'm not gonna build her." She was like stuck at level 40 for the longest time.
Oh.
So yeah, so at that point, everyone's like, "If you get to this amount, then you have to build her." So yeah,
She's really cool.
She's very, very good. I'm just lazy. So
Well, there's only so many characters you can build. You can't just build everything.
yeah, it takes time for sure to build characters, and I just was not focused on her.
Yeah, I don't blame you. I mean, I wish I got her, but I never did.
Yeah, I'm sure she'll be back like sooner rather than later. Now that they're doing the double banners and stuff sometimes. So
Yeah, that could be totally a thing. Mm-hmm. This thing seems pissed. I don't.
So somebody said, have you heard of or seen like Tears of Themis?
Yes, so I'm planning on doing
Yes.
streams where I add English voices to those characters.
Oh my goodness, that is
Rindia
going.
will be my guide.
Yeah,
I don't know if you know Rindia.
Yes, I love her. She's so sweet.
Yeah,
I know she loves that
she's
game.
been a huge inspiration for me
Aw.
for streaming and charity stuff, and she's a really good friend. So, we're gonna probably do that at some point.
Oh my god, I am very
Oh,
excited
that
for
it?
that.
Well, that's all that guy does, huh?
Usually,
It just dies.
I mean, you absolutely annihilated it. So I mean,
I thought it's funny because it just doesn't have any like invulnerability phases or something. It just does the thing.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Oh, you have Kokomi. Okay, we'll be okay.
yeah, we'll be fine. I
It's like,
actually,
this fight sucks. without
right.
Nitro.
My favorite character and probably one of my most like my well-built characters is actually Mona. And
Mona.
yeah, that
Yes,
was
I love
actually
Mona.
part of my wingathon too. So I can't use her unfortunately because
Oh my god.
Yeah.
You really got.
I know I miss her every
You-
day.
It's funny because I made a bunch of incentives for the charity thing that I did,
I
and
saw.
no one really cared about them. They were just like, "Yeah, we're here to support," and
Oh.
no one wanted me to suffer. No one
Oh, I
wanted
love that.
anything. I was like, "Oh, okay, thanks, guys."
They just wanted to donate. I
They
mean,
just
yeah.
wanted to be friends.
I didn't even see your
pals.
incentives too. I was just like, "Yay, puppies!"
Yeah, like I had them in the goals sections, but like I don't know, and I think incentives was a thing too, but I just whatever. I won't make people make me do things. Like I was
Yeah.
like, hey, you donated this amount, you're eligible to do whatever. Like, nah, it's cool. Oh, okay, thanks, I guess.
Yup, definitely. So are you familiar with any of the characters in Tears of Themis, or you just know?
Not really. Only the names a little
Okay.
bit, but not actually like the content of it.
Okay, because yeah, there's some people in chat who are trying to figure out what character that like they
Yeah,
want to see you as.
unfortunately, I don't really know.
There is this one character that I feel like you could probably do it really, really well. His name is Artem, and he's like this senior attorney, and he is like he's the oldest out of like the the four of them, but he's like I feel like you could probably give him like some really great life because he's like he's kind of like he's kind of like serious a little bit, but like he's like very like soft on the inside, but like kind of like I don't know, serious on the outside. If that makes sense.
I'm looking for some kind of quote from this guy.
Oh.
I don't know.
Somebody in chat. There's this one character. Somebody in chat. What's a good Artem quote? Because like a bunch of us play it, and I'm trying to think of like a really, really good one. You want to see?
What do you think? I've seen. Okay, I'm looking at a picture of him now. He just looks like he's a dude.
Yes.
He looks like a whole man. I'm sure that people feel that way about him.
Yes. I'm trying to think of like a really good quote. He has this one card where he gets like drunk, but that's like the one time where you really see him vulnerable, because for the most part he's like very like, yes, I am senior attorney and I am like a 30-year-old virgin, but everyone wants me because I'm so great. But he's very soft and like very fun on the inside.
Oh,
I don't know. Like I feel like,
Artem. No, it's okay, Artem.
But
that is just a state of being. It doesn't mean anything.
But I'm looking forward to that stream when y'all do that, because I think that's going to be really, really good. Like, I know that Christian Banis did a little bit of that at one point, and that was also very entertaining.
I don't know exactly what Artem would sound. I don't know if this is like, it looks like.
I'm trying to think of who is.
I don't know if this is actually a quote from him, because it's just like the first thing in his wiki that I'm looking at, or a wiki anyway. Just says like, you were an unexpected addition to my routine life. You're the first ray of sunlight in spring that brings forth new life. Is that him, or is that someone talking about him? Or is that just part of the game?
That sounds like him. Yeah, it sounds like him.
Okay. Let's see. So I could try to give those lines something. Like, but what do you think he sounds like?
I guess for like reference, his Japanese voice actor is Junichi Sawabi. I think he's done he's done a lot of stuff, but I can't remember. He has like a deeper voice though.
Okay. So kind of keep it on the lower end.
Yeah.
Someone said a less old Zhongli.
Yeah. I feel like that's perfect.
Okay. There's this guy over here, and he looks very bugged out. I just heard battle music, so I want to take care of him before I look
okay.
away.
Yeah, I was like, I minimized.
Yeah, I don't know. He's very bugged out.
Oh, no.
He's like down here. I don't know what's going on?
How?
All right, dude, that's enough. We've had enough of you. We're done. Okay.
That was wild. I don't think I've ever. Where did that come from?
I don't know. I just teleported over here, and he was like mad, and I was like, okay, dude, like maybe he doesn't like Artem.
Probably not.
All right, let me see if this is what you're thinking.
Oh wait. Here's another one too. Have you seen My Hero Academia?
No. Actually.
Oh, okay, darn, because he's a racer head too, but like he also has like a deeper voice, like I don't know, very like I don't know, kind
like
of
deeper than my normal voice.
No, like I feel like your normal voice is like perfect.
Pretty.
That's what I see as Artem.
Okay, all right, let's see. You were an unexpected addition to my routine life. You're the first ray of sunlight in spring that brings forth new life. Life, how a sprout yearns to break through soil. I want to improve myself so I can support you through any adversity. Before you and me lies a brand new world, which may hold new uncertainties and challenges. I think that's the quote.
We're all losing it. That was perfect. Like I definitely like see, yes. Oh my god. That was so great. Oh my gosh.
I was like, I don't even know what he's saying. I'm like, what if life's sprouting? He's being all poetic. I'm like, what? I don't know, whatever.
No, that was absolutely perfect. Like, I really think that all of us are like, okay, yes.
Because I'm glad to hear it.
Yes, a lot of us play the game, so like we're like, oh my god. That was amazing.
I would love to be a husbando. Look, Gorou's great and all, but he's a freaking dog boy, so I'd love to be a husbando.
Yes, you got to be in an otome game at some point. Like
I would be very happy to be able to do that.
That would be great. I am so excited for that Tears of Themis stream. I will be there, even if it's late. I'm gonna stay up.
Yeah, my streams are pretty late for you, I guess.
Because I'm Eastern. Yeah. But
yeah.
I will still stay up. I will definitely either that or I'll watch the VOD for sure.
That's fair. I appreciate it. Yeah, at some point I'm gonna have to figure out when to do that. I
guess
I don't know exactly when.
Yeah. I think another game that would be really fun for you to do that's not really like it's kind of voice, but there's some that aren't, is like Danganronpa. That'd be kind of fun to do because like they go.
I've heard of it.
Yeah. They go wild in that game. It is a wild game.
Wild game.
Yes. I mean, do you know like the premise of it?
Not really, no, unfortunately.
It's like a murder mystery, but
Ah.
yeah, but yeah, I don't know if I could say too much more than giving spoilers, but yeah, it's like a murder mystery with high schoolers.
I appreciate that. Murder mystery with high schoolers. There's always some kind of high schoolers are always getting into way more problems than any real high schooler would have.
Honestly. Yeah, murder mystery turned up to 11 is what someone said.
I've definitely heard of it. But I've never watched it, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's very, very good. But another question that I missed earlier is, and I think I might have mentioned this before because I remember like I think it was the announcement, or it was either the announcement or the preview. It was on your birthday, right? Somebody wanted to know what your zodiac sign was, and I'm pretty sure you're a Scorpio, right?
I am a Scorpio, yes.
Yes. Do you do any astrology or no?
Not really. But at the same time, I don't really deny the coincidences or the accuracies, I guess you could say. Where it's like, well, that's pretty much me. So well, what else can I say? I can't fight that. So like, I don't really look into it so much myself. But I'm like, well, that definitely happened. So I won't be like, no, you're wrong when it's right. So.
Yeah, we're really big into astrology here. Well, I say we, but like I'm very big into astrology, and I just make it everyone else's problem.
Yep.
But yeah, the first thing that I did when we got to play Gorou in the game, I think it was during, I want to say it was his hangout, was look to see what his zodiac sign, and I was very surprised to find out that he's a Taurus, which completely different than a Scorpio for sure.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, but Taurus, they're an earth sign, and the best description that I can give them is that they're very like into snackies and chillin', but they also work very hard and are very, very loyal. So I was like, this
That makes sense for Gorou.
Yeah, like
that sounds exactly right for him.
Yeah, exactly. And I just find it funny because I don't know if there's somebody who works at like MiHoYo who is a part of the astrology section or something, but they get it right every time, pretty much. Like,
oh yeah, I'm sure that they know what they're doing over there on that front.
Yeah. It's hilarious because I want to say too, I think Eula is a Scorpio, but somebody correct me in chat if I'm wrong.
That wouldn't surprise me.
I just got an achievement too. I guess we're just achievement hunting today.
Nice. Don't even need to look at the list, and we're like, yeah, we got this. We got that achievement.
Apparently, I never did it in co-op.
You might be freezing to death, by the way.
Oh shoot, I forgot about that. Does that happen to you? Because I always forget. Like
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, it does. I think I was on a stream the other day where I was like looking in the menu, and I came back and my character was at like literally, like it was like non-visible health, and I switched off just in time.
Oh no. Yeah, that happens to me all the time. Even though like I spent so much time in Dragonspy when it first came out, like I still forget that you can freeze to death there.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So somebody did confirm that Eula is actually a Scorpio. So do you ever do you feel like you are like similar to her in ways besides the whole vengeance will be mine? I mean,
actually, no, not at all.
Really?
Eula confuses me immensely.
Really?
Yeah. I'm like, why are you so ridiculous?
Why are you so ridiculous? She is. She is.
I mean, look, she went to have her ice bath, and that's very nice. She's hanging out with Amber, and that's great and all. But, I don't know. Other than that, I don't really understand Eula.
My favorite gays, period.
I mean, yeah, there you go.
Why are you
denying that? That's definitely a thing.
Yes. I think this might be our last world boss.
We never killed Oceanid if you want that schmuck.
Oh my god, yeah, let's go kill that after this. Who is your favorite world boss?
Favorite world boss? Like the 40 Resoners? Mm-hmm. I mean, I spend a lot of time on Oceanid for sure. I don't know if that makes her my favorite. I mean, Crowd Boss is fun because we get to do all our big DPS tests there.
Yeah.
Oh,
What
Magu
in the
Cranky.
world? I just
He's
got
so
another...
much easier here.
I just got another achievement. This is wild. Yeah, like this has become and then I finished this thing and I got a name card too.
Wow,
So
nice.
wow.
We got a name card on it. Nice,
thank you so much, Cory. Wow.
And yeah, we never killed Waterbox either.
Oh, the new one, right?
So both so clearly you're forgetting all the water people
I
to
literally
insult
am.
me. Oh, my love for Hydro is put on blast right now.
Wait, is that your favorite? Your favorite element is Hydro?
Hydro is my favorite
What?
element. Yeah, always has been. Xingqiu, man. That's just the
That's
Xingqiu
right.
connection.
Yeah,
And Hydro is always my favorite thing in any game. In general.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It just always is. Like if Hydro is an option, then I will go Hydro.
Oh.
So yeah.
That's awesome. Okay. I'm surprised it's not Geo, but you know, I guess I mean you did say that your favorite was like Shincho, so
I predate Gorou, so I get.
Yes, that is very true. Yeah.
Wait. What kind of sign is Scorpio though?
Like the description of like what?
Well, like just you said you're saying elements for particular.
Oh, they're actually a water sign, which is.
We'll see. There you
go. That you know what? Makes sense. There we go. That does make sense.
All makes sense.
Yes, Scorpios are. I feel like they're the misunderstood of the zodiac signs. Everyone thinks.
Oh, that's what I tell myself when stuff doesn't work out.
I'm just misunderstood.
You don't get me.
Yes.
Oh no, Ningguang's thing doesn't stay active.
Oh my god, I forgot how to do this. I brought all like melee characters. I made a mistake.
Well, you killed them with whatever that was, I think.
Oh.
Because my attacks barely work. I don't think I can even hit. Like my jade screens just instantly blow up. Like this,
oh no, yeah,
just instantly gone.
I don't think the what do you call it? The Geo stuff works here.
Yeah, the platforms.
Yeah.
Are a problem. But thankfully, it still does its damage, so I should be okay.
Oh, okay, that
works.
works.
Gorou has no energy right now. That's good.
Oh no. Ayaka is she's probably another one of my best because she's like one of the only like 5-star characters that I have at C6.
Oh.
I really went in on her.
C6 Ayaka, good god. that must be epic though. I have one C6 5-star character that was gifted by the community.
Who is it?
It's a good old child.
What? Really?
This opportunity is quite hard to come by. Yeah, just that all day.
Oh my
gosh.
Shuts up. That's amazing. Like, did you want him C6 or were people just like?
I did. Yeah,
you did?
I
okay.
did because I'm a big Hydro guy. You know.
Right.
It's the Hydro thing, man.
Mm-hmm.
Even though he's a total douche, but like, personality-wise, I'm like, no, I'm good. But it's like, hey, girly, no, you stop right there. You know, some dude walks up to you and is like, hey, girly, you just walk away.
You just run fast.
You just go the other way immediately.
But he's a family guy.
We didn't know that. That was unbeknownst to us that he actually might be a good person at some point in his life. It's just physically attractive stranger who says, "Hey, girly, hold still."
Exactly.
Then you double time it away. No. No.
Yes, that is very, very true.
I always bring the child slander.
That's okay. You know, sometimes we need to hear it. Sometimes we don't want to hear it, but sometimes we need to. Oh, here we go. How do you feel about Scaramouche?
I don't really know anything about him. Like we only know what's in the story, and we know he's mad about things, and but I feel like we still haven't gotten a chance to truly get to know everything there.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's still plenty that we don't know. But obviously, what we have experienced in the story, he's pretty cool, but he's also kind of a douche.
He is.
Yes, he is.
But I love him. I don't know if you're starting to see a pattern here. You know, my love for Kylo Ren, Scaramouche.
You like the bad boys.
I just love me a good villain. That's the thing. How would you feel about playing like a villain, like the main villain?
I would love to play more villains. Villains
Really?
are so fun to play. Even just being able to be the Abyss Lecter for a little bit was so fun because he has some ill intent. I'm just following you.
It's not a good idea. I don't know where I'm going most of the time. I'm trying. I haven't fought this boss in a while, so I'm trying to remember how to get there.
The box. I think that we can go this way.
Okay.
I was taking a different path, helping someone else kill the water box. So it's interesting to see everyone's different paths because there are a couple ways to get in there.
Yeah.
But I think you can come from this side where the treasure quarters are. But yeah, like I would love to play more villains, but like the Abyss Lecter was such a weird, like he's just we made it so he was. Oh yeah, here's a little hole right here.
Oh yeah.
Like he's this like kind of preacher kind of guy with the dialogue, but he's a little bit touched in the head. Or a lot of it. But he's kind of out there. So I just love that. We took the character Sigma from Overwatch as a little bit of an inspiration.
Oh, okay. That's cool.
I don't know if you have played the game or whatever, but like he's a really good character. And he's a really interesting character too.
It has been so long. I played Overwatch when it first came out, but like, and then I like completely no-lifed it. And a month later, I was like, I should probably stop. And then I just never went back to it.
Yeah, no, that's fair. I mean, I love that game, but you can only play so much of it before losing a bit of your soul.
Yeah, yeah. It's I definitely lost myself a bit there. We really annihilated that. Wow.
Oh yeah, they got wrecked.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, Ningguang. Single target damage from Ningguang is like unparalleled, and also your burst. I saw how much damage your burst was doing too. That is Ayaka's burst damage is nutty.
I really went in with her. Like I even got Miss Splitter. I was like, she's the first
Miss Splitter's
character.
Amazing.
Yes.
I got Miss Splitter for my Kaya. I put it on Kaya, main DPS on the Freezy Boys. It's so good.
Oh my god. I have Aquila Favonia on Kaya right now because I was going to try him with physical, but that sounds really fun. Yeah.
Dude, the Chongyun Kaya combo with Xingqiu is so freaking good. I have a C6 Kaya though, so that makes a difference.
Oh, I'm jealous.
Yeah, so good. Buy them in the shop, people.
Yes, we're all too busy spending all of our stuff on polls.
You gotta just save 34 a month.
Yeah.
Just in case. If Amber, Kaya, or Lisa show up, you gotta get those constellations.
Yes.
It's the only guaranteed time.
They're so good. Mm-hmm. Somebody asked, what vision weapon would you want if you were in the Genshin universe? Like, would
Hydro Husbando with a claymore.
With a claymore, yes.
Hydro Husbando with a claymore was always the thing that I wanted to be the most, because I mained D-Luke for so long. So claymores was always a thing, and I have to be Hydro. So that would be it. Hydro Husbando with a claymore.
Perfect. Well,
but Gorou also is great. So.
Yes, Gorou is great. We love him. I don't know if you've seen my new wallpaper, but
he's there. Wait, is there animation too?
Yeah.
Oh, they got some breathing in there. That's pretty freaking cool.
I know, and his little eyes move around too. So cute.
I always thought that was an interesting pose they gave him on that art, but they didn't share that with the English, so.
Yeah, I just found it on Wallpaper Engine because there's a lot of like really talented artists that make stuff on there, and I'm like, I will. Yeah, they're kind
of giving it a little bit of motion with it because that was the official Japanese art. I think that was. Shared.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but they gave it this motion, and it looks pretty real.
Yeah,
it's pretty cool.
It's pretty
crazy.
Well, I think that is all we have for today.
Yeah. Thank you for having me. It's been a blast.
Oh my God, thank you so much for being here. We all adored it, and it was super fun seeing all of your ridiculous damage with your Gorou and your Ningguang. Holy crap.
They're so good. I love the Geo characters. I was actually building Ningguang before I even got the gig as Gorou, because do you remember the Vagabond event where we had to battle like inside the thing, and it ended up with like the Magu Kenkis and the Oceanid and the other boss like all in a row?
Right. Like we had to get points for that one, right? I think.
Right. Yeah. So if you put it on max difficulty with all the things, like everything added, then basically the only element that's left that doesn't have some kind of immunity or resistance was Geo.
Oh.
Or maybe Animo. So Xiao and Geo characters were like your only options for like really effective clearing on max difficulty. And that was the only event that I'd never done, like, because during like the hypostasis event, like max cleared everything, full points, everything.
Right.
But that was one that escaped me. Like, obviously I got the rewards.
Yeah.
But like max points difficulty was like, no, that one escaped me. So.
Oh no. Yeah, we try and do that too. We try and get max points all the time, but
But that was insane.
Yeah, it really was.
So, but yeah. So I was like, all right, build Ningguang.
Yes. Yeah, she's great. You're inspiring me to finish building mine, because like I have her C6 and I think I have like Dodecode tails on her right now. That one weapon you get from the archipelago.
Yeah,
I can never pronounce that right.
Yeah, that's a great weapon to just have.
Yeah.
Since most people don't have it.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I have lost prayer on her, and the crit rate's really good.
Oh yeah.
So.
Awesome.
I love her. She's great.
Yeah. I'm inspired now, so.
I as the Abyss Lector, I actually when I say hear the truth, it's hear the truth about Ningguang.
Oh my God.
As the true Lord and Savior of Geo.
I love it.
Move over, Zhongli. You're not required here.
That is amazing. Oh. Well, once again, thank you so much for being on stream with us.
Thank you.
This was so amazing, and we really enjoyed having you here. So, if y'all already haven't followed Cory, can we get one more shout out for Cory? Please go and check him out on his streams. He does stream Genshin. And are you still doing your charity, or is that over now?
I mean, the charity is still open because I think Jen was gonna maybe plug it on hers, but like there's no obligation to do so. But there is a little bit of that. I think the exclamation point charity still works in my chat, so if you're curious about it. We were raising money for Best Friends Animal Society because I wanted other doggies around the country to be able to find adventure teams of their own while you're adopting your new puppy in Genshin Impact. So
that is so wholesome.
That's what we did. I was like, that's just that has to be the way it works.
Yeah. No, that was great. So if y'all are interested in that and donating to the charity and checking out Cory, definitely go and follow him. His streams are really, really fun too. Like I'm always, when I'm up too late playing Final Fantasy 14, I'm usually like hanging out in there and lurking. So
I stream way too much. Like that was a 13-hour stream.
What?
And then yesterday, which was the day after that stream, I just streamed again for like 6 hours. Like, what am I doing? What's wrong with me?
I mean, it can get really, really fun, and you just kind of lose track of time. Like, that happens to me all the time.
Oh, big time. Because I started a little later than I wanted to, and then suddenly it was like 12:45, and I hadn't even done commissions, and it resets at 1 a.m. my time.
Oh, yeah.
So
should probably do that. Yeah.
I do that. But yeah, thank you again for having me on.
Yeah, absolutely. We're gonna look forward to your announcements that are coming in the future. Cannot wait for that, and more work from you, because obviously you're very talented, and cannot wait to see what happens next with you. So, yeah.
All right. Well, thanks everyone. Yeah. And I will see you all later.
All right. Bye. Have a great day.
All right. Bye.
Bye.